In our first story this hour, we go to the Free State, where the two suspects, aged 32 and 43, accused of the murder of 21-year-old farm manager at the Rhodes Farm, have appeared briefly in Senekal Magistrate's Court in the Free State. The case has been postponed to the 16th of October for a bail application. Scores of farmers gathered outside the court holding placards written, "Boers lives matter and enough is enough." Brendan Horner was found tied with a rope to a pole on the farm in Paulroo by the police. This comes after police received a call from other farmers reporting the attack. Horner was declared dead on the scene with injuries to his head as well as his face. All right, for more reaction on the story, let us now speak to the Free State SAPS spokesperson, Brigadier Sam Makhele, who joins me now live. A very good afternoon to you, Brigadier. Thank you so much for joining us here on the SABC News channel.
Good afternoon, Palisa, and good afternoon to the viewers at home.
All right, so let's just go a step back a bit and remind our viewers of this case as to where it started.
We remember almost a week back we had an incident where a manager of the farm, the Rhodes, who was found murdered on the premises of the farm. And after that, the police worked around the clock to detect the suspects, and they managed to arrest two suspects on Saturday. After questioning them, there were some links to the case itself or to the murder itself. And some of their clothes were found with blood stains, and that immediately connected them to the whole incident. And the case was to be in court today, as you have just indicated. They appeared in court today, and there were a multitude of farmers around the court building who were there to maybe demonstrate their anger regarding this incident.
So
it's unfortunate that...
Let's just talk to that violence that we understand broke outside court. We understand that this group of farmers allegedly forced their way into a courtroom. Yeah,
immediately after the court adjournment, you would know that the suspects will be taken to the court cells so as to be escorted to where they will be detained thereafter. Unfortunately, there was a group of these farmers who forced their way into the court building itself, and in the process they damaged some of the property, the furniture within the court, while they were trying to move towards the court cells. Our forces, which were deployed inside, managed to calm them down and managed to take them out of the building itself. And we couldn't understand the rationale behind this, because the suspects were in detention and the case was postponed and they were not granted any bail. But as to what triggered the anger, we are still trying to find out what would be. But we reinforce, and we managed to get other police deployments in the area. And as we are speaking, the situation is calm, and though it's tense, but we are still continuing. There will be cases which will be open, like public violence, as well as malicious damage to property, as some of the property of the court is damaged.
I was about to come to that point, Brigadier, as to have there been any arrests made at this point, because we understand that a police van was also set alight, and also we have also received reports that in the morning the N1 was blockaded. The traffic could not flow as it was supposed to because they were blocking the N1 into Senekal.
Yes, there were some road blockages, but the traffic, as well as the police who were deployed there, managed to divert the traffic. And as I've indicated, there will be cases which will be open, and some people will have to answer because the way the situation was volatile. You'll understand some of the farmers were having firearms with them, which is not allowed into the court building. That's why they were not allowed to get into the building itself, because you cannot access the court building armed with a firearm, though they are licensed firearms. But we understand that due to this nature of the case, we couldn't allow them into the court building itself. I think that's what caused more confrontation between them and the police. And we didn't want to confront the situation in a manner that you'll end up having a bloodbath. Rather wait and let's just check whatever we'll get. And as I have just indicated, after the cases were open, we expect that there might be some arrest thereafter.
But then, did you have enough deployment of your members at that particular place? Because we also understand that the suspects were trapped in court for quite some time. What's the situation like? Were they able to be taken back to their cells?
Yes, the forces, as I said, we reinforced and they managed to get the suspects out of the court cells. They will be taken to where they will be detained thereafter.
So as you say that the situation is currently calm but still a bit tense and volatile, what's to happen next in terms of the deployment of the SAPS in the area?
We won't withdraw the deployments because we have to assess the situation. And as soon as I said, also there will be cases which will be open. The detectives who have been roped in as well, just to make sure that we do part of detection. Some of these farmers are not from Free State, as we have learned. Some were coming from Gauteng, and there were those who were from Bloemfontein as well. So I think our detectors will, in the end, manage to detect those who might have caused damage to all those properties, and as well as to the police band.
All right, and some people were worried as to how they were going to leave Senekal back to their respective places due to what happened earlier this morning when the N1 was blockaded. Do you have any backup on the N1 in terms of ensuring that there is no disruption to traffic?
Yes, Palisa, the reinforcement I spoke about, it's coming from Welkom and Bloemfontein. So they will, on the other hand, also police the area, the routes, and we also having the support of the traffic department with the traffic officials who will be monitoring the route from Gauteng coming to Bloemfontein on N1 itself.
All right, I suppose that's where we leave it. Brigadier Sam Makhele, the Free State SAPS spokesperson, joining us live via Skype, of course. As he says, the situation is calm but remains tense. This is a story that we're keeping a very close eye on here on the SABC.